Today's video is sponsored by 6 Foot Tall Tumbleweed. Listen to the new album Wheel of Suffering on iTunes or on Spotify today.
Dark skin, bright eyes, big booty, and thick ass thighs.
Dear God, what is that thing?
Hey, how's it going, guys and gals? Brad the Guitologist here. I was over at my sister's house the other day, and she had bought this thing for our stepdad and sent it to him for a Christmas gift or some kind of gift, birthday, something like that. And she said he tried to use it on a record or something, and he said it was running too slow and to send it back. Knowing my stepdad, you know, I mean, he's the kind of guy who would probably be loath to tell her, you know, this thing is a total piece of shit and is going to fuck up my vinyl and I don't want to use it, you know? And I hope she doesn't see this video because I don't want to hurt her feelings either. But the thing is, these are, I mean, I would never put anything like this anywhere near a vinyl record I wanted to keep, you know, or preserve. These are Bluetooth capable. Basically what this thing is, it's a little box that has wheels and shit underneath, and it runs around your record like a little car. I mean, just a totally asinine, harebrained idea, really. This is one of those things. I think it got its start. as a crowdfunded thing, or I don't remember for sure. But anyway, this thing is. I think it's supposed to. You put this thing up to go and down to stop. But it's got to be charged up, and we'll charge it up before we try to use it. I'm kind of curious about how this thing adjusts for tracking force and all that. Let's see. Okay, so you put that free. I have no idea. Well, I'm going to try it on a record here in a second, but I mean, like I said, just an asinine, harebrained idea. Is that the speed control right there? It has a plus and minus. That's either tracking force, volume, or speed control. That might be volume. Guess it is. And then this is a Bluetooth, probably Bluetooth on and off, something like that, maybe. And then it's got 33 and 45 speeds. But it would be interesting to see if it is, you know, malfunctioning as far as the speed, whether or not this is something that's even capable of being repaired, you know. So she said, look, it's too late to return this now, and if I can't, she said just do what you can with it, and if I can't fix it, you know, they're just going to probably throw it away anyway, so it is what it is. If I can fix it, she'll give it back to him. And like I said, this could be an instance where he was just trying to say, hey, get your money back for this thing, in a subtle way. It looks here like the top of it is bamboo. I mean, it looks neat and all, but it's just, like I said, this is just completely harebrained. There's a whole industry of harebrained novelty ideas and things that only solely exist because people feel obligated to buy other human beings, you know, some kind of gift for special occasions annually, you know. Just... I just really don't understand it. It's a strange behavior. Let's squander our children's fortunes for junk, you know? I don't know. Again, there's the cynic in me coming out. I can't get away from it. Anyway, here's the instruction manual, I guess you would say. Get ready to rock. Yeah, I'm sure this thing is going to have killer sound. It's got an internal speaker, but again, it also does have Bluetooth, so it will broadcast, you know, to whatever, I guess. So that's Bluetooth capable. Line the track indicator dot with the track you want to hear. I mean, good luck with that. This is this little dot right here. They could have at least given you a little arrow or something, right? I mean, like some kind of, you know, something that would stick out so you could look down on it and kind of line things up, but okay. I mean, is that asking too much? Anyway, for the best battery life, power off RokBlok with the power speed switch when not in use. To protect the needle, lock the needle in place because you really want to protect this needle. This is real hi-fi stuff right here. Actually, I think this is like this is one of those cartridges that you would get in like a Crosley. This is like a fan steel kind of thing. I'm going to charge it up, and we'll look through the rest of this instruction manual and see how many laughs we can get out of this. Okay, so it's plugged into my laptop and it's charging. You can see the little red LED here indicating that it is charging. So we'll let that charge for a while. I have no idea how long it's going to take, so I guess we'll just leave it for an hour or two at least, and then come back to it. In the meantime, let's check out this masterpiece that is the user manual. We spent a tremendous amount of time designing RokBlok so it would not easily damage records with use. It will damage them, but just not easily. It will damage them hard.
Hard.
Really hard. To prevent damage to your records when using RokBlok, always be sure to only use RokBlok on a flat, level surface. No cliff faces for you. Ensure record and surface is clean and free of dust and debris, and also speed bumps. Slide the needle to the left before placing and playing. Never grab RokBlok while in motion, although it might be tempting. Your 2-year-old's going to do that for sure if you get her anywhere near it. Do not expose to liquid, moisture, humidity, or rain. Exposure could result in electric shock. Electric shock. Of like how many volts? Like 3? Do not attempt to disassemble RokBlok. Doing so can result in electric... Fuck off. Electric shock my ass.
I'm your huckleberry.
You're talking to somebody who deep dives in tube amps.
You are talking to a man who has laughed in the face of death, sneered at doom, and chuckled at catastrophe.
I'm not afraid of no RokBlok. Do not touch the needle's tip. Only handle the needle by its plastic cartridge. Well, that's not the fucking needle, is it? User assumes all risk associated with the use of RokBlok. So, like if it runs off the record and then knocks over a glass of wine, you know, that spills onto your hi-fi system, that electrocutes your 2-year-old while she's holding on to your dog, while he's touching, you know, your expensive crystal with his paw, and it explodes, then RokBlok is not responsible for your crystal. Using RokBlok to play Milli Vanilli instantly voids warranty. Well, how the hell would you know what how do you know if I'm playing Milli Vanilli? Are you spying on me, RokBlok?
Serious crap.
RokBlok will turn your freaking frogs gay. I know it's going to turn my fucking records gay. Okay, let's try this thing. Just curious how it's going to work, or if it's going to work at all. Are you supposed to be able to even put this at the beginning of a record? I kind of doubt it. Oops, I didn't turn this stupid thing on. Alright. Did I get the... I think I got the second wheel off the edge of the... yeah, okay. Let's try this. Let's try it.
Cold place when you ain't got a dime to your name. It was a cold place when you ain't got a dime to your name.
The record I'm using here is The Con Method. This is an instructional record from 1971. I've actually got this one and the second one as well.
Your mama's about to lose her mind.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you.
Tons of warble. Just tons of warble. I don't know if you can make that out or not, but yeah, this thing is warbling all over the place.
Each recording will have a tuning reference at the beginning of each track.
This will give us...
This is done in order to ensure that your guitar will be in proper pitch so that you can play along with the songs. Incidentally, anytime you hear this sound,
An angel gets his wings.
it indicates that you should return to your instruction book for the next section. Tune your 6th string to this sound. Now tune your 5th string to this sound.
Jeez, give us some more time, man.
Tune your 4th string to this sound. Tune your 3rd string to this sound. Tune your 2nd
With my
string
fifth
to
finger
this
on
sound.
the 6th string of the 2nd fret, my 5th finger on the 3rd string of the 4th fret, and my ring finger on the 5th fret of the B string. D string. My left nipple on my left finger. My left finger on the my index finger on the third string of the 2nd fret, and then there's a
Are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding dong, ding dang dong.
You know, I think there might actually be a slight Doppler effect going on here as well, because, you know, the thing moves towards you and it moves away from you.
And brush technique.
So there's a slight, I mean, ever so slight Doppler effect. Okay, so that's probably about enough of that for now. Let's see if we can't figure out why this thing is warbling like that. You know, I don't hold out much hope, but I don't know. It's interesting. It's a novelty. You know, it's kind of neat that somebody actually, you know, sat down and designed the thing, I guess. But it's not, man. You know, this is not something. This is not something you want to play your records on as your as your first choice. Let's take out these couple of screws and see if we can't drop this mechanism out and see what makes the thing tick. Okay, 2 screws. Let's see if that can't be it. This thing's probably got to come off. Does it unscrew, perhaps? It must. Yes. Or did I just fucking break it? One thing we can see here from the bottom is that only one of these wheels drives, and it only drives whenever you're all the way down. So this bigger wheel drives, and this one just goes along for the ride. Let's make sure the switch still works. It does. Okay, so I didn't break it after all. So there's actually a screw down in here that I could not see, but you have to remove that, obviously, to get this little arm off. You have to pull these out, these little tabs. Okay, I can finally see some mechanism down in there. It's housed in a black box where you can't see what's going on. Well, it's kind of a bummer too, because this is the sort of thing where you want to see what's going on. It would be a cooler object, I think, if it was clear. Alright, so here we go. We're inside of this thing, the RokBlok. Here's the speaker, obviously, and the speaker situated on top. Battery's dated January of 2018, so this couldn't have been a Christmas present for last year. This must have been his birthday. But there we can see the battery. And here are the electronics. You can see here the motor, which drives the wheel, and it looks like it's driven. Looks like it's just kind of directly driven. There might be a. It is directly driven. Look, it's got a. Yeah, we'll be able to see it. Hang on, I'll show you. Yeah, you see the wheel down in there, and you can see the shaft of the motor. The shaft of the motor, when engaged, it just turns on when the wheel is in the up position. So there's a switch in this wheel housing that switches the motor on and off when it's engaged or disengaged. And when it's in the up position, the shaft directly drives the wheel. So there's no real magic to this. It's just, and you know, if the wheel is at all misshapen, and as it drives, you know, here's the wheel, and you know, as this thing is kind of rotating, where you can see right there, there's a little chip in the wheel too. I wonder if I could replace. I wonder if I could take the wheel off and replace that rubber right there with like an O-ring and improve the warble. I probably could. This thing is not meant to be any kind of hi-fi. I mean, this is a curiosity at best. It's like, you know, eliminating the warble on this is going to be a fool's errand. This is not something that is going to be worth it. You see here here's the tone arm, for lack of a better word, coming into the stylus and cartridge. The signal comes up and comes out these wires and over to this point. So this will be the input. I tell you what you could do with this. You could turn this into like a little. You could turn this into a little guitar amplifier. You might need an extra gain stage or something to do it, but it could be done. But the problem right now is the speed, and that's determined by the speed of that motor. Well, there is a speed regulator because there's a 33 1/3 and a 45 switch. So somewhere over here will be a speed regulator. It'll be one of these little surface mount resistors, and I'm not sure which one. I mean, there's no schematic for this thing. You know, they have the resistors and everything labeled, which is cool. But without a schematic, it's pretty useless. But that's the switch right there. Those 6 contacts there, that's the switch. So somewhere coming off of that, well, you got the hot, there's your power right there. So it'll switch it on. So in 2 of the positions it'll be on, and you'll have different speeds, of course. You know, it is what it is. I'm not going to start desoldering surface mount components on a RokBlok to try to fix this thing. It's just not really worth the trouble, but if nothing else, this has given us an opportunity to see inside of one of these and see what kind of piece of crap it truly is. And yeah, you know, I mean, it's cool that somebody went to the trouble to engineer it. From that standpoint, you know, as a novelty, as a curiosity, it's neat. But that's pretty much all it is, and that's pretty much all it's ever gonna be, is a novelty and a curiosity. It is of its time. It's, you know, one day it may even be a collectible little relic of its time, because let's face it, you know, it's kind of a weird thing that that vinyl has been able to do. It went out of fashion more or less for a long time, and then it really came back in a strong way, despite the fact that you can have the entire world's library, you know, stored on someone else's server, you know, and just access it. So, you know, in spite of all of its setbacks and challenges, vinyl has made a comeback. And this machine right here is really a testament and a relic of the resurgence in vinyl that has taken place in recent years. So, I mean, as that, it is a curiosity and a neat thing, but it's not something we're going to mess with. It's not something that's worth messing with. It's possible that I could replace that wheel rubber with an O-ring and maybe get it more stable on the tracking or whatever, or on the speed rather. But it's not worth it. So as a curiosity, it is what it is, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have, please hit subscribe down below. Also hit the bell to receive all notifications. Also, if you feel so inclined, please go and support my sponsor, which is featured at the beginning of this video. And for now, y'all take care.